So Blizzard comes out and announces the third Augmentation Evoker Spec that we knew was coming. Thank you, Blizzard, but you did throw a spanner in the works because I had another video already prepared and scheduled where I expanded on my speculation of what the Augmenta Evoker can be. But well, my friends, let's just go through the definition of this spec as per Blizzard, and I will share with you why I'm not entirely happy with this, inviting further conversation with my community. Why? Because it is boring to constantly talk just about gearing, and more videos are coming about gearing, I promise. But speculation on this thing and what it means for us, what it will mean for the battlefield, and how we will play the new DPS Evoker spec, it's fun. For me, at least, anyway. So if you are supportive of this, if you are, interested in this kind of slight change of pace in the videos that I'm releasing, please give this video a like and subscribe for more. All right, so bolster your allies with Augmentation Spec of the Evoker. We always knew that the Augmentation Evoker is coming, and I do not regret posting that earlier video where I was hoping sincerely that it's going to be something a little bit more fun, spoiler alert, than what it appears to be. All right, what's the Augmentation Spec? Let's take a look. It is imbuing allies with the might of the black dragons, and it bends time and fate in their favor, blah blah blah. Essentially, it's a new damage dealer role. Boo! Boo on this. We don't need more damage dealers, especially not washed out like these ones. And that's my humble opinion, and again, as long as we're mutually respectful, you're welcome to disagree with me, and I invite constructive conversation in the comments below right now, over there. That's the arrow for you, so please go that way and post something. Hello, you can start with hello if you like. Okay, excellent. That's a smiley for you. So essentially, it's a buffer. It's a buffer spec that is empowering the allies with a variety of beneficial effects. Some can be cast directly on allies, while others are tied to using the damage dealing abilities. It's not entirely horrible from this definition thing, but let's keep reading. Let's keep looking at this together. So they will deliver damage by proxy. So as far as me earlier speculating in my videos about talking to you about evokers being augmenters likely being a tank by delegation or some sort of a buffer by delegation, I think that was going to happen, and it happens in their own way. Augmenting allies, so what does this mean? So let's take a look. So certain augmentation abilities, some examples are given below, and I have to compliment Blizzard here on giving us quite a lot of insight into these abilities. They buff either your whole party or specific party members. Many of these are proximity based, automatic targeting. That makes me a little bit happy. I'm gonna just have this kind of, well, it's a bit of an unhappy smile, but I'm a little happy about this because I'm thinking, well, at the very least, maybe it's not going to be so busy of a work of like almost playing with an action controller where you have to precisely target things, but maybe this just makes it a bit easier, a bit more face roll friendly. I like playing face roll style. Enabling to maintain focus on the battlefield, while those abilities automatically target your allies. Okay, that's okay. I'm gonna say that's okay. Now a quick intermission here. I thought, and my other video, the one that I've now had to delete, the one that was pre-created and scheduled to be released this weekend, but now it's of no use. In that video, I was speculating that they might go with augmentation, if not as a ranged tank, they might go towards Abathur from Heroes of the Storm game style play, where you have kind of a mind connection with your with the chosen other character, I suppose, in your group or in your raid, and where you could do damage by proxy, almost attaching yourself kind of thing to them. As they do their own thing, you kind of help them along. You shield them, you heal them, you kind of do damage from their position. That's what I thought would have been also fun, even if I was already mentally prepared that it might not be a ranged tank, but I thought that if they go with some sort of augmentation, perhaps it would be Abathur style. But doesn't look like it. So back to this definition. So power of black and bronze. Let's take a look at sample abilities, augmentation abilities, and I will show you some more of that as soon as they release the build to the PTR. Okay, so they have Ebon Might. It's not an instant cast, it has a 30-second cooldown. We increase your 4 nearest ally primary stat percentage of by a percentage of our own, and causing eruption to deal more damage for 10 seconds. Some of the other spells extend the duration of these effects. I guess So this is one of those buffs, obviously, and I guess you get probably accounted for, and damage meter creators, you know, the creators of those damage meter add-ons will have to work hard to make sure that they account for that percentage that is then kind of yours. It's yours. While the other party member is doing the damage or whatever they do, some of that must account for you helping them, essentially. Yeah, otherwise it's kind of a bit unfair, right? And then there is Eruption, which is a long cast by the look of it. It is expensive, 3 essence. It replaces Disintegrate. How interesting. So that must be your main ability. That's the one they were demonstrating over here, this Eruption thing. I do like the animation of it. I do. Yeah, I do like it. It causes a violent eruption beneath the enemy's feet, dealing volcanic damage. Okay, that's interesting. That's definitely black magic. Split between them and nearby enemies. It increases the duration of the active Ebonite effects, which is the buff. Yeah, okay. So essentially there is a synergy, there is a very basic synergy over here. Okay, Upheaval. It's a 2.5% empower spell, that's fine. 40-second cooldown, okay, longish. Breath of Eons. 1.5 minute cooldown, that's a longer cooldown. Obviously it replaces Deep Breath, fair enough. You fly to the target location and exposing temporal wounds on enemies in your path. Temporal wounds accumulate the portion of damage dealt by your allies and then critically strike the enemy for that amount. Okay. Interesting. What can I say, my friends? You can hear disappointment in my voice, but I'm not being negative. I'm complimenting Blizzard for doing something bold, for introducing the third spec. I still believe that it's a positive thing of what they're doing. I just feel like it's boring. I do. I look at this very nice animation. I do recognize that it's a nice animation, don't I? But I don't think they're going far enough where they could have gone with this spec. I also don't think that they're recognizing still a shortage of tanks and people who want to play tanks in the game. So I think that they should have done something to give us a little bit more of an incentive to tank, or at the very least have a little bit of fun doing that. Yet another, I'm sorry, it sounds a bit wishy-washy to me so far, a bit of this wishy-washy. I'm not a disciplined priest, but I'm a little bit of this kind of damager by proxy. Percentage of this thing that I boosted you for is mine, probably, otherwise what's my use in the group? I need to somehow account for my value. That's how every damage meter works in the game, so that definitely remains maybe not the front and center question, but it certainly is going to be important. Who of you, my friends out there, who is going to play this if you cannot just not account for the percentage of good that you've done? Yeah, like, who is going to do it? I'm not saying that no one plays just for fun and all that kind of stuff, but we are not trained that way. That's not how World of Warcraft DPS role works mentally for a lot of people who choose it. You want to see yourself there at the top, you know, your bar at the top of damage meter of just how much of that good you have done. That's my humble opinion. And surely they'll find a way. Like, I'm not questioning that they will. Alright, what about the passives? Well, you learn to attune yourself to the essence of Black Dragonflight, and grants you and your 4 nearest allies increased maximum health. Like, how much? How much? And increased movement speed. How much? Probably substantial enough for you to be worthy of your presence there. Maybe 10-15%, I'm thinking, at least. Yeah. And so on and so forth. Blistering Scales, Bestow, Wernstone. Okay, back to Abatha over here. I do believe still, after reading this, after talking to you right now, just kind of on the spot, apologies for slightly ranty video, these are always like this, I still believe that the version of some kind where you would have had a bit more of an involved, more interesting attachment to someone, or perhaps like doing your damage by proxy, kind of like what Abatha is doing here, would have been a lot more fun. Yes, even in the previous video that I have pre-created and now had to delete, I was expressing admission of the fact that the movement of Abatha would have been, or Abatha style gameplay would have been a lot more difficult than being constantly in direct control of your character as you are in World of Warcraft. But it could have been solved, and I think it would have been still a very fun, very, very left field, as they say, kind of way of playing, and that would have been cool. But looks like they're just sticking to what they know, which is a bit boring, slightly safer thing. It's again bronze spells mixed with some other spells. I don't know. I really don't know, my friends. I honestly don't. It's a question mark for me. I'm a little disappointed. It's not about, it has nothing to do with, I don't know, well, I'm just unhappy because my predictions have not come to pass. Who cares? I just care about having fun in the game. I don't care if I'm right. I don't care if I'm wrong. I care that I have fun, and part of speculation is fun for me too, which is why I don't regret anything that I have said or wrongly predicted, let's call it that. So if you have anything to say about this, if you have opinions about this already, like what are your thoughts? Well, of course, surely you have an opinion if you're watching this video, especially this long into the video. Yeah, good on you. By the way, my friend, tell me. Let's talk in the comments down below. What do you think? Do you think that this has a place? Well, surely they've done some sort of analysis. I mean Blizzard, they obviously think that it has a place, but do you? Would you play it? That's the most simple way, I guess I would ask you. I personally, at this stage, will tell you my opinion. I would not probably at this stage. It is not. I would try it. I would try it. Of course, I would spec into it. I would like go to the dummies, and I don't know. You can't even test this on dummies because dummies don't no damage. You can't even use the dummies. Like, I'm still a bit confused as to how is that supposed to be even tested, you know? But I am going to poke around with this. I'm going to, like I said, absolutely post a subsequent video of thinking whether the spec is dead in the water, trying to avoid sensationalism, but that's just how I feel. At the moment, I am not impressed and I'm not super excited about this. Like, not happy. Yeah, basically not happy. Gonna draw this kind of face for you once again. In case you like my drawing, give me a like and subscribe for more videos. Yes, gearing videos, the boring gearing videos are coming. No, I'm joking. They will not be too boring. But occasionally we have to talk about what's right in front of us, and it's this thing coming our way. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I'll be speaking with you about something else, World of Warcraft, no doubt related, very soon. Goodbye for now.